My name's Mary, and I'm coming to you from the Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine. And today we're going to talk about measurement. Measurement. That's like when you stand against the wall and someone marks the top of your head with a pencil on the wall, then you measure up to that line and you know how tall you are. Or if you get on the scale and you see how much you weigh. Or you go to bake a cake and then you have to measure out all the ingredients. You need cups and teaspoons and tablespoons, and all of that is measurement. And measurement is something that we do every day. So we're going to start by reading a book. And then we're going to take a little field trip. And we're going to do just a little measurement, not quite as much as she does in this book. This is called Measuring Penny by Lorene Leedy. It was published in 1997 by Henry Holt and Company. For Joyce, who will go the extra mile. My name is Lisa, and my teacher says our next big homework project is to measure something. Mr. Jason says we can measure anything, like a sofa, a television set, or a doll. Measuring homework due next Tuesday. 1. Choose something to measure. 2. Measure it in as many ways as you can. Height, width, length, weight, volume, temperature, time. 3. Record your results. 4. Include at least one comparison. It is taller than or heavier than, etc. Remember, a measurement always has 2 parts. 1, a number. 2, a unit. I am 6 feet tall. Which units can you use? Here are some examples. Standard units: inches, feet, yards, centimeters, meters, teaspoons, cups, gallons, pounds, minutes, etc. Non-standard units: paper clips, bricks, frogs, marbles, pencils, toes, etc. Use your imagination. Measuring helps us to understand the world. When I got home today, my dog, Penny, jumped all over me as usual. Wow! I could measure Penny for my homework. She's a Boston Terrier, and she's bigger than a pug and smaller than a Cocker Spaniel. She's about the size of a Shetland sheepdog. Penny, please stop drooling. Come on, Penny. I'll get a ruler and we'll run over to the park. Look at all the dogs out here today. Hey, get down. I can't believe how many dogs live around here. Fine, I'll measure some of you too. We're supposed to use a standard unit. So let me use inches to see how long your noses are. Stop licking my face. 4 inches, the Shetland sheepdog. 1 inch, Penny. Penny's measurements: nose, length 1 inch, unit, inch. I'll measure your tails with a non-standard unit, dog biscuits. Will you please hold still? Penny has the shortest tail. Penny, 1 dog biscuit. The fox terrier, 4 dog biscuits. The mixed breed, 6 dog biscuits. And the greyhound, 10 dog biscuits. Tail, length equals 1 dog biscuit. Unit, dog biscuit. I'll measure your ears with another non-standard unit. Cotton swabs. Don't wiggle so much. The pug, half a swab. Penny, 1 swab. 5 swabs for the 3 swabs for the basset hound. Penny's ears, length 1 swab. Unit, cotton swab. Now, let's see how wide your paw prints are. I'll turn over my ruler and measure with another standard unit, centimeters. The mixed breed is 5 centimeters. The dachshund is 2.5 centimeters. Penny is 3 centimeters. And the Cocker Spaniel is 4 centimeters. Penny's paw print, width 3 centimeters, unit centimeters. Now I want to see how tall you all are. Everybody sit still. 12 inches, the dachshund. 24 inches, the Cocker Spaniel. 36 inches, the Greyhound. 48 inches, 4 feet, the mixed breed. But he is standing on his hind legs. And Penny is 18 inches, 1.5 feet. Penny's height is 18 inches. The unit is inch. 12 inches equals 1 foot. Penny is 1.5 feet tall. 3 feet equal 1 yard. Penny is 1/2 yard tall. Let's see how high you can jump. Penny can jump as high as my waist. I could use myself to measure with. The Greyhound went over my head. The Shetland Sheepdog was chest high. The Fox Terrier was shoulder high. And the Basset Hound was knee high. The Pug and the Dachshund didn't jump. Penny's jump as high as my waist. The unit, me. There is no scale here in the park, so I can't weigh anything. Wait, I could use the seesaw. We'll see how heavy Penny is compared with the other dogs. The seesaw is down on Penny's end, so She is heavier than the pug. Now Penny's end is up. So Penny is lighter than the Cocker Spaniel. The seesaw is balanced. So she weighs about the same as the Shetland sheepdog. Weight comparison. Penny is heavier than the pug, lighter than the Cocker Spaniel, and same as the Shetland sheepdog. You look thirsty, Penny. We'd better go home and get you a drink. See you later, everybody. Let's stop in the bathroom so I can weigh you. Get on the scale. You are exactly 16 pounds. Now, let's go to the kitchen for your drink. Penny's weight, 16 pounds. Unit, pound. Mr. Jason says volume is the amount of space something fills, like water in a cup. So what volume of water do you want? A cup, a pint, a quart, or a gallon? Maybe a tablespoon or a teaspoon. You drank a cup of water already today, and I'll give you another cup. I suppose you're hungry too. No, you can't have the whole bag of dog food. I'll give you half a cup. Drinking water per day, 1 to 3 cups. Food per day, 1 cup dry, half cup canned. Unit, cup. Sometimes Dad and I made homemade dog biscuits. We measured the ingredients so they taste good, at least to you know who. I'm going to follow Penny around all day Saturday to measure how much time I spend taking care of her. Penny's timetable. 6 a.m., wake up. 6 to 7, patrol the house. 7, bark to wake up everybody. 7:05, take a quick walk. 7:10, eat breakfast. 7:20, beg for scraps. 8, howl when Mom goes out. 8:10, take a nap. 8:45, nibble dog biscuits. 12 noon, eat lunch. 12:15, take nap. 1 o'clock, gnaw bone. 1:15, investigate weird noise in basement. 2 o'clock, snooze for a while. 2:30, bark, run in circles. 2:35, go for a long walk. 3:45, carry newspaper in. 4, watch cartoons. I'll make a poster for this part. Taking care of Penny. How much time does it take? Every day. Feeding her 10 minutes. Brushing her 15 seconds. She has short hair. Walking her 5 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes at night. Playing with her, half hour to an hour. Weekly. Giving her a bath, 15 minutes to 1 hour. Clipping her toenails, 5 minutes. Units, hours, minutes, and seconds. I'll measure how quickly Penny can run to different places. She can get from her bed to the kitchen in 6 seconds. Penny's time. her bed to her dish, 6 seconds. Across the backyard, 4 seconds. Around the block, 5 minutes. To the park, 7 minutes. To my bus stop, 12 seconds. Units, minutes, and seconds. Temperature's important to Penny. She doesn't like things that are too hot or too cold. Penny likes to go on longer walks when the weather is nicer. In fact, you can almost tell the temperature outside just by looking at her. She's uncomfortable at 80 degrees, comfortable at 60, pretty good at 40. But once it gets lower, she gets cold and sometimes doesn't want to leave the house. Unit, degrees Fahrenheit. The last thing I'm going to measure Penny with is money. Mom looked through her checkbook to help me figure this out. We decided Penny is kind of expensive. Cost of having Penny: to buy the puppy, $275. Food for 1 year, $400. Vet, 1 year, $120. Toys, collars, etc., $75. Units, dollars and cents. But she's worth a lot too. Value to having Penny. As a burglar alarm, $1,000. As exercise machine, $500. As entertainment, $20 a day. For love, $1 million. Unit, dollars and cents. I'm sure Mr. Jason will give me a good grade on this measuring project. Penny, maybe we should change your name to Million. Now that's the story of measuring Penny. Well, now I'm going to go and I'm going to change, and then I'm going to go visit a few dogs, including my own, and we're going to do a little bit of measuring. So, just follow me. Hi there, I'm back. So we just read Measuring Penny, and I got ready to walk dogs because I had to walk the dogs before we could start measuring them to make sure they were comfortable. Now, I have 3 dogs today, and we're going to measure them. There are many ways you can measure, as you learned in the book. I have this kind of a measuring tape, which locks in place and then comes back. I have a sewing measuring tape. You could use a ruler. You could use a yardstick. Or, as you learned in the book, you could use a paper clip and see how many paper clips it takes to measure an ear or a tail. Now, the other thing I want to mention is something you can do for your dogs is you can make dog biscuits. Now, we're going to be making these dog biscuits, but not today. But I wanted to show you the dog biscuits because to make the dog biscuits, you have to do a lot of measuring. So you need a tablespoon measure and you need a cup measure. So there are so many different ways that you can measure. But right now, let me introduce you to our dogs. First of all, we have Maddie. Come, Maddie. This is Maddie. Maddie's the biggest dog that we're going to be measuring today. She is a mixed breed which means she's a bunch of different breeds of dogs together. And as you can see, she loves everybody. She likes to hug. Okay, that's Maddie. Then we have Auggie. Auggie, come. Auggie is also a mixed breed. Auggie is, oh, here we go. Auggie is part Dachshund and part Rat Terrier. And he's a very good dog. And he has a good tail to measure. Maddie has a very, very small tail. But the first dog we're going to measure is going to be Julia. Julia is an Affenpinscher. Now, an Affenpinscher is a toy breed. Come here, Julia. So, here we go. This is Julia. She's a very cute little girl. And she's got a lot of fur. And she's got this nice little harness. But let's turn this around so that we can look at Julia's table. Now, because Julia has all this fur, Julia needs to be brushed and combed. But as you can see, she's a very little dog. She only weighs about 10 pounds. So, she is so fluffy and furry, you can hardly see her ears. And as you can see, she has a very, very short nose. See, that's her nose, and those are her eyes. See, this is how long it is. So let's get our tape measure. And you got two different sides, too. You can do inches, or you can go with centimeters. But we're going to do an inch, and we're going to see how long her little muzzle is. And her muzzle is an inch long. And her ears are, see how long her ears are. Her ears from the top of her ear, 2 inches long. So, she is such a good girl. Let's see if we can get her to stand up so we can just see how long she is from the tip of her tail to the end of her nose. So from the tip of her, whoop, stay, good girl, to the end of her nose, she is, let's see, we have her tail. Okay, you are, look forward. She is 20 inches long from her tail. But if you didn't count her tail, I'm not sure how big she'd be. Let's do one more measurement. We're going to measure her tail. Just her tail. Just her tail. From here, whoops, stand up. That's my good girl. She has a 5-inch tail. So, if she's 20 inches long, counting her tail, and her tail is 5 inches long, then from the end of her rump to the tip of her nose, she's 15 inches long. So this is Julia. All right, now we are going to look at Auggie. Just a minute while we get him. I don't know where he went. The other thing to do when you're measuring a dog and you're playing with a dog and you're trying to teach a dog something is make sure you have treats so you can give them a little treat. Julia has a very, very small mouth, so I'm going to have to break this for her just like that. Got it, baby? There you go. Yep. She's going to get that. Okay, I'll give that to you. Okay, so let's get Julia down, and let's get Auggie over here. Come here, Auggie. Come here, Auggie. That's my good boy. That's my good boy. Up, up, up. Meanwhile, this is Auggie. Augie's a very handsome fellow. I'm blocking the light, so I'm going to move this way. So we are going to measure Auggie with this tape measure. Let's measure Auggie's nose. Because as you can see, you're not in the picture, Auggie. Auggie's nose is much longer than Julia's. So Auggie's nose is, Auggie's nose is not going to be measured because Auggie doesn't like to do this. But Auggie's ear is, now Julia's was 2 inches and Auggie's is, what does it say, Auggie? It says 3 inches. You're a whole inch longer. All right, let's give you something here. Okay, now the other thing Auggie has, is a very long tail. So let's see if let's measure Auggie from his rear end here to the tip of his nose. Auggie. Auggie is not being very cooperative. Now, this is something that happens when you work with animals, that sometimes they cooperate and sometimes they say, I don't really want to do this right now. So can we measure your tail and then we'll be done? Yeah, okay. So, that was a nice try. The other thing is this is a grooming table. So you can take a comb and you can comb your dog up here. Yeah. He likes to, but he has very, very short fur. You saw how long Julia's fur was. Julia's fur was oh so much longer. But you see, his tail is also much longer. So I'm sure you can't see the end here, but his tail is, wow, how long is that tail? It is almost 9 inches long. That's almost 4 inches longer than Julia's. Well, thank you very much, Auggie, and for being such a good dog. I'll give you a biscuit, okay? Here you go. You have that biscuit. And then I got to take him off the table, and then we're going to have to move. All right, jump up. There you go. Okay, there you go. So now we're going to come over here, and we're going to look at Maddie. Now, in order to look at Maddie, we're going to have to bring down our stand a little bit, just like that. Just like that. Okay. All right, Maddie. You come here, Maddie has the measuring stick. That is the measuring tape. Okay, Maddie, come here. Now, still can't see Maddie, can you? So we are going to have to lower the camera a little bit more, okay? So here we go. That's down, all around. Okay, here she is. Here's Maddie. Here's Maddie. We'll push this away so we can see Maddie. Now, Maddie's getting a treat. Now, Maddie has a long nose, too. Let's see how long hers is, because her nose, her muzzle, is much longer than Julia's. Julia was only an inch long. Now, know that when you're working with an animal, it can take a while to do things. She is 3.5 inches long there. Yes, okay. Now, from the tip of her nose to the tip of her wagging tail is 36 inches. And 36 inches is a yard. So that's 3 feet long. Now, we got 2 more measurements. We're going to measure her ear, and we're going to measure her tail. Maddie, sit, sit, stay, stay, good girl, stay. Okay, this is her. I have the wrong end. Let me get the right end. And her ear is, wow, how long is this ear? This ear is 4 inches long. She has the longest ears because Julia had 2-inch ears and Auggie had 3-inch ears. Augie's still right here with us. And our last measurement is Maddie's tail. So you stand there. Whoop, we can't see your tail. Now you can see her tail is very, very short, but it's 6 inches long. And it just looks so short because she's such a big dog. So this is just some fun you can have with your dog, but you know, only do what they want to do. Don't force them to do anything else. Like Auggie really didn't want to have his nose measured, so we didn't do it. And make sure you have treats and just have a lot of fun with your dog. And that's just one thing you can do, and that teaches you how to measure. There are so many ways you can measure. Remember, in measuring Penny, she got dog bones, and she measured the tail with dog bones. So you'd see how many dog bones. I don't know. I kind of think, I still think that your tail is longer than we first said. Let me see. You have, no, 9.5 inches. That's right. You're the one with the longest tail. So thank you all for joining us today. Have fun measuring. You can go and make cookies for yourself or cookies for your dog. Oh, Julia's going to come back too, just so she can say, see you later. So thank you all for joining us today. And until next time, bye-bye.